those discussions without technology, right? They're not necessarily new to the technology, but does the technology open the door in a way that's different than in the past?
And I don't know if this is just me as a newer teacher, but I never had that opportunity as a kid to feel like I was the teacher. You know, I mean, I was in my classroom, and I think that can happen without technology, I guess, to an extent, but the technology really makes it a viable option for all kids. So my kids, we don't have the same schedule in my first grade. The first grade in our building didn't have the same schedule as the sixth grade in our building. So for that conversation to occur, we'd either traditionally have to break a schedule where a kid's going to miss out on math or reading or writing, which may not be an option for a kid depending on their level of success. But with technology, they can be that person. So a kid who's struggling in my sixth grade as a writer, coming to mind, I have a couple examples, but also struggling in reading and math, having them leave reading and math to go be a teacher in writing for a first grader isn't an option if that kid's going to continue to be successful in the current system. But with the technology, they can, because you can have interactions that aren't face-to-face that are still powerful through commenting and feedback. So I do think technology opens the door, and for some kids it opens a little wider than it would have been, but for some kids it even gives them a chance, because some kids wouldn't have that opportunity without the technology.
I think the technology opens the door in that it makes learning equitable and available for all the students in my classroom. And I think we really have to think about that as educators. There are a lot of children that we have that have never been maybe outside of their own town. So the technology can help give them windows of opportunity to see the world and to see what other people are doing that are their age also, and to make some connections with things that they're learning about.
I think we talked earlier about how it changes the audience that you have in your classroom. I think about how it makes a lot of students players that never were before. And so I have a student who, Bonnie saw this video the other day, wonderful young man, but very quiet in the classroom, and he just cracked 80 comments this year on other students' blogs, and he's my top commenter. And so I interviewed him, and I filmed him, and I said, you know, when it comes to being online, you know, you're Mr. Chatty Cathy here. And so he said, in the classroom, I'm really shy because I just don't have a lot of confidence. And when I'm online, I'm not in front of anybody. And so he is prolific online with other students. I had a girl the other day, and they had to pick a 20th century topic to study, and she's really into dance, so she's looking at modern dance. And she said, you know, I dance 2 hours every night at home. I said, well, yeah, I'll shoot a video, put that on your blog and show people. Well, I can't do that. That'd be embarrassing. I said, look, if I can put a video of me singing online, you certainly can do that with dancing. And so she finally got up enough nerve to do it, and I checked today, and she said 12 affirming comments from other students saying, wow, that was fantastic, that was wonderful. I can't imagine what that'll do for her confidence, and you know, who knows what she'll do with that in the future. So it brings in a lot more kids into a classroom that maybe don't have that opportunity in a very traditional setting.
So I've been taking online classes for about 10 years, and it's only getting better. It just seems to just get better and better. And when I say better, what I notice is the interaction and the format, and the fact that it's not just multiple choice tests and this and that, but there's lots of new layers that make education online very appealing to me. So I think for me, who personally, I've been the quiet person in the back in the classroom. I listen and I'm there, but I'm not willing to speak up. And so I think with online education, you need to speak up in order to be heard and seen in that environment. So I'm seeing a good change with online education.
I forgot to introduce myself before. My name is Nissa, and I'm a high school teacher at South Burlington High School. And just hearing all of this, I'm thinking actually about our sophomore exhibitions that we do every year. And actually, I was gone yesterday doing exhibitions, and currently all of my students, all of my sophomores, have to create a digital portfolio that they then share with people outside of just their classroom and teachers, but their family, community members. They create this entire portfolio. And I've had students actually approach me and say, you know what, I was able to send my digital portfolio to my next door neighbor, who I've known since I was 2 years old, and then that neighbor came in to be part of the exhibition process, and there were tears, because here was this, here are these students who are able to put a body of work together and then click of a button, share it with people that they've known, and it becomes a celebration. And I think about, when I was in high school, all of my papers, my projects, those got crumpled up in my backpack, they got lost, they maybe went into the recycling. But here, using the digital portfolios and then being able to share those, all of a sudden that work is available online. It's a body of work, and it's able to be shared. And I just think, looking at that, this is the first time I've been able to see students share, 2 years worth of academic accomplishments, extracurricular accomplishments, photographs, art projects, what have you, in such an easy way with a much bigger audience. So.
Can I ask a